Want to know what a counselor has in her coping skills toolbox? I'll tell you right now. So during a group session one time, I had a frustrated client just throw up his hands and say, my coping skills don't work. And then he turns to me and says, what are your coping skills? And mind you, when he said he had coping skills to begin with, he meant smoking pot, smoking cigarettes, watching TV, and wondering why he wasn't feeling any better. So I responded and told him, I don't have just a few coping skills. I have a dump truck. Don't misunderstand me. I didn't just wake up with a bunch of coping skills that were both productive and healthy. That's not how it works. These are things that I have cultivated over years, borrowed from other people, and learned and practiced through trial and error. They also depend on the situation. So here are a few of mine. Social support. This is huge for me, both as a social person and as an extrovert. I process the world externally, which means that I have to talk through things so that I can understand my internal emotions and thoughts. So with my friends, I call them, beep them, if I want to reach them, if I want to page them, it's okay. Impossible Anyone, 90s Kids TV, call me, beep me, if you reach me. Okay. So I can call or text a friend, my husband, my mom, and I vent into that safe space. Usually venting to someone safe and compassionate, even if they just say you're being way dramatic, is enough for me to process and feel better. And I quickly end up realizing that yes, I am being dramatic. Number 2, fact check my thoughts. In therapy, we call this challenging our automatic negative thoughts. Usually if I feel overwhelmed or upset, it's because I catastrophized, which is a way to say that I've pretty much come to the worst possible assumptions in my mind about things. But if I stop and fact check, ask myself if I have concrete evidence for how I feel, remember that feelings aren't facts, and recognize whether this is something within my control. If it is within my control, my behavior, my words, my thoughts, my feelings, then I can make a game plan that's more productive than being dramatic. If it is not within my control, like another person's actions or their words or behaviors, then I work through my emotions until I calm down. Number 3, and this might be a hard one for people, I let myself feel my feelings in a safe space. If I'm arguing with someone, I'll bite my tongue and go get alone so I can seethe without doing any damage. If I'm hurt or upset, I let myself cry. If I'm embarrassed or scared, I try to breathe through it. By letting myself feel, I'm not avoiding those emotions, so I'm not letting them control me. And just a side note, like I don't use these coping skills in any particular order. They're just all there at the ready for whenever I do need them. My number 4 coping skill is prayer. Now, if you're not a person of faith, and then maybe this doesn't apply to you, but there is research that shows that people that pray regularly have higher levels of life satisfaction. So for myself, as a Christian, prayer is essential. It's one of the main things that I do whenever I'm feeling overwhelmed or stressed or afraid or sad or even happy. I just pray. I offer up a few words, nothing fancy, nothing special, but he hears those, and it's the cry of my heart, and that always recenters me and brings me back to where I need to be mentally. And my 5th biggest coping skill is I cuddle my dogs. They love it. So I've experienced a panic attack and it was awful. But thank God my husband was there and he was such a champ, and I also had my dogs there, and literally like they just were amazing. Like a legit support animal. Whenever I cry, my dogs are always there to comfort me and love on me. They're pretty much amazing. They're a great supplement to therapy, so I highly recommend getting one of your own. Right, baby? Right, sweetie?